Yeah, and one girl.
And support you.
Yeah, righto. I'll leave you talk.
Sun-soaked shores, lost in the evening breeze. You're all I wanted. You're all I wanted, all I wanted. Don't get up, love, please. Elegant, safe place for me to be. Remember all the brilliant things. Brushstroke skies, tucked behind cityscapes. You're all I wanted, all I wanted. You're all I Don't get up, love, speak. I forget I wasn't listening. You're all I wanted, all I wanted. You're all I wanted, all
What the? Stop. Don't kiss my neighbour. Don't kiss my neighbour. You look gorgeous.
This is what we told her.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to do that. am I?
No,
No, it's because Mum's got lipstick, so you're fine.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
gorgeous, darling.
Are we intimate? Are we consummate?
Oh, yeah. Looking good.
the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you. It's a promise I'm making to you. Whatever may come, your heart I will choose. Forever I'm yours, forever I do. I get to love you. I get to love
The ceremony
you.
today is being held on the lands of the Wurundjeri people, and we acknowledge them as traditional owners. We would also like to pay respects to their elders, past and present, and Aboriginal elders of other communities who may be here today. We further pay homage to Mark's family ancestors from Sarowa village in Papua New Guinea. It is my pleasure to be here with you today and to marry these two gorgeous people on what happens to be, today, their 9-year anniversary. Weddings unite two individuals in marriage, but these two people do not come to their union alone. Each has a family and a history that nurtured them and helped them to become the people that they are today. Together, Mark and Abbey acknowledge their parents, Chris and Hayley, together with Vitua and Scott, for their continued love and support in their lives, and thank them for celebrating one of the happiest days of their lives. Whilst today is a wonderful celebration for all of us here, Mark and Abbey also wish to remember and hold dear some guests who are not able to be part of their celebration. And I speak of Mark's dad, Grant, and Abbey's grandparents, Fred and Hazel. We honour their memory in our hearts today. In a year that has been quite like no other, I wish to take a moment to acknowledge guests who were simply unable to join us here for this celebration. We will keep them in our thoughts today, as our couple will be in theirs. I would now like to ask Laura to join me here to share a reading she has chosen for Mark and Abbey.
This is a reading from 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 to 8. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonour others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails.
Thank you. The group that stand beside Mark and Abbey today is, of course, their bridal party. And I say on behalf of our couple, thank you for being a part of such an amazing time of their lives. Thank you for the nights that turned into mornings, friends that turned into family, dreams that turned into reality, and for the likes that became loves. I'll take a minute to fill you in on why they are standing here today beside Mark and Abbey. Brooke, you have been two peas in a pod since day one. You are not just sisters, but best friends. Georgia, the youngest of 3 girls and the life of the party. Look out later, apparently. But also the one that Abbey can always rely on. Laura, Abbey's cousin and honorary sibling, born only 1 month apart and closer than anything. And now for the gents. Best man Jacob, Mark's very first friend after moving to New Zealand to Australia moving from New Zealand to Australia at 13. Since then, you've become his longest and best friend, 15 years, and have stirred up much trouble over the time. Kobe, Mark's younger cousin, inseparable, likely found on the other end of Mark's gaming headset every night. Reese, Abbey's best and only brother, and the brother Mark never had. When Mark came into the picture, Reese was only 11. Their relationship began with Nerf gun wars to now having beers with each other. Aaron, our closest friend, housemate, and the proud dad to the beautiful flower girls, Mark and Abbey's goddaughters, Aria and Isla. You are a mix of siblings and besties, and together you make up for many years of great times, being there when times are not so great, but mostly for the many memories that you are yet to make. It was so important to Mark and Abbey that everyone who mattered the most to them had a place in today's celebration. Today is also a celebration for the rest of us, for it is a pleasure to see love in others and to participate in the union of two people so suited to one another. To celebrate the moment that one soul found the other, found someone who betters you, someone who inspires you, encourages you in love and in life, who pushes you towards dreams and goals you might otherwise ignore, who selflessly sacrifices their own time to helping you become a more rounded and courageous person. That's pretty special, and you hold on to a love like that. Everyone you meet has a part to play in your story, and while some may take a chapter and others a paragraph, most will be no more than notes scribbled in the margin. Someday you will meet someone who will become so integral to your life, you will put their name in the title. When you just know that you are looking at the person you will never stop looking for in a crowded place. Falling for a person isn't a process. You can't plan for it in advance or anticipate its arrival. Love strikes in single moments, anywhere, anytime. Someday you will catch them dancing in the kitchen or singing dreadfully in the shower, and you will think to yourself, "Oh, I just need to spend the rest of my life with you." Well, singing in the shower wasn't quite how these two came to be. This love story evolved from a chance meeting through a friend 9 years ago in Abbey's hometown of Bendigo. And from that, something great just followed. As their friendship strengthened, their relationship grew into something that was truly special and cemented. They have made a wonderful and happy life for themselves, and whilst they are complete opposites, they complement each other in so many ways. Hard workers they both are, they enjoy their downtimes with friends and family and time at home together. She would say he is the kindest, most carefree and positive person she knows. His unabashed show of love for both his family and hers leave her with no doubt of his love for her. But what she loves the most about him is his loyal and respectful nature when it comes to their relationship, leaving her knowing that he is by far the best thing that ever happened to her. Although the next best thing that could happen to her would be if he could get a little bit more organised and a little bit less forgetful with pretty much everything, which she finds both hilarious and infuriating in equal measure. But not forgetting the fact that he is handsome and considerate, even if he is a self-professed gaming god. The love of his life, he would say of his beautiful bride. Although he adores her ability to be her true goofy self no matter what, it really is her loving and caring nature that truly draws him in. He says she is loyal, smart, and has an insane work ethic, which almost makes up for her nagging at him all the time for being disorganised and forgetful. Perfect in almost every way, loving and generous, let down only by the fact that she cannot see that he actually is a bona fide gaming god, not just self-professed. Homebodies by nature. They have created a life that they love that includes Thai takeaway nights followed by a Marvel movie repeat and ice cream straight from the tub. It's the simple pleasures that make their relationship strong and balanced, but one that is not short of fun. Side by side is how they describe their future, and their wishes will be reaching life's milestones together to raise some little Mark and Abbeys, travel the world and make more memories with their loved ones. To laugh and have fun in every situation and to never lose sight of how amazing it is to have the other. As Mark and Abbey unite today as husband and wife, I wish them love and happiness, because in this life, a steady love and a person to call home are far more precious than all the earthly possessions and wealth in the world. And so here we are, a time to pause, look back and smile at all the moments that brought them here, and a time to look ahead to all the moments that are still to come. You fell in love by chance, but you're here today because you're making a choice. You are both choosing each other. You've chosen to be with someone who shows up, who will occasionally annoy you, who makes you think, makes you smile, and makes every day worth getting up to. You are about to make promises to each other that you intend to keep. You are vowing to care for each other, to support and encourage one another, and to find happiness in each other. There's a simple premise to each of these promises. You're vowing to be there. You're saying to each other, I want to do this life thing with you. When you're happy, when you're afraid, when you're stubborn and when you're cranky. Will you, Abbey and Mark, be each other's person from this day forward? Will you be the best version of yourself, share in your happiest moments together, and love each other absolutely for the rest of this lifetime and for whatever may come in the next?
Yes.
I call upon
the persons here
the persons here present
to witness that I,
Abbey Marie Bolton,
take thee,
Mark Gary Tregoning,
to be my lawful wedded husband. I call upon the persons here present
I call upon the person here present
to witness that I,
Mark Gary Tregoning,
take thee,
Abbey Marie Bolton,
to be my lawful wedded wife. Sounds good to me. Mark and Abbey have taken the time to write their own vows that they will now exchange with each other. Who's going first?
I'll go first. I think I just turned it off.
I didn't turn it off.
I, Abbey, take you, Mark, to be my husband. I vow in marriage to be faithful to you, to respect you, and to cherish you. I promise to listen to you, to be honest with you, and to laugh with you. I will share in your aspirations, support you during your failures, and celebrate in all of your successes. I promise to stand by your side in sickness and in health, through good times and through hard times. You are my soulmate, and I will love you completely and unconditionally for all the days of my life.
Thank you. I, Mark, take you, Abbey, to be my wife. I vow in marriage to be faithful to you, to respect you, and to cherish you. I promise to listen to you, to be honest with you, and to laugh with you. I will share your inspirations, support you during your failures, and celebrate in all of our successes. I promise to stand by your side in sickness and in health, through good times and through hard times. You are my soulmate, and I will love you completely and unconditionally for the rest of the days of our lives.
Can we have the rings, please? Just remember to, I need one at a time. Can you open it up, Paul?
Yeah.
Just wait till I step away to put the ring on Abbey, but take Mark's left hand and his ring finger. That's right. Mark,
Mark,
give this ring
I give this
as
ring
my gift to you.
as my gift to you.
Wear it and think of me,
Wear it and think of me,
and know that I love you.
and know that I love you.
Thank you. And the next one. Can you open it?
I'm not going to lie, I'm sweating my ass off.
It's not that bad.
But
Hold Abby's hand, please. Yeah. Looking at your Nelly wife. Mm-hmm. Abby,
Abbey,
I give this ring
I give this ring
as my gift to you.
as my gift to you.
Wear it and think of me,
Wear it and think of me,
and know that I love you.
and know that I love you.
The thing is, love is a story that happens to you. You can't force the narrative or write in your own characters. But if you trust in the author and you keep turning the page, someday there will arrive a moment of truth, a turn, a chance, a nervous glance, a clumsy first kiss, where every plot and storyline will fall into place, and you will know you are right where you should be. And right now, where you both are, is married. So having said all that there is to say, it is my great pleasure to now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. I'm wondering if your love's still strong. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh, you got my feelings in your hand. Here I am,
that do know me, this might be the most you've ever heard me talk. So you're probably wondering how I got this gig as being the MC today. My family and the Bolton family are really, really big into games nights. So board games and a lot of things like that. And there was one specific night where we were playing, it was a Family Feud board game actually. And I was the host. I was playing Grant Denyer at the time. And had a few beers. Abbey and Mark were around. Had a few beers and Abbey liked the way I went. So I was up and about. So I've had a few beers now. So we'll see how it goes. We have... Now this groomsman might be better be careful where he puts his hands at the moment because it's Brooke and Jacob. Next up, we have Abby's other sister and Mark's cousin. We have Georgia and groomsman Kobe. Next up we have Abby's cousin Laura and her brother Reese. Next up we have one of Mark's good friends, Aaron, and his two daughters, Isla and Aria, the two little flower girls. Finally, introducing the newly married Mr. and Mrs. Tregoning, Abbey and Mark.
A bit emotional. How time flies. It's amazing to think that Abbey is at this stage in her life. I can sort of look back on the day she was born and all of a sudden 27 years later here we are and she's a beautiful bride. She's had so many milestones within her life, with today being one of the most special yet. She's always been a bit of a daddy's girl and seemed to share many of my traits, particularly overthinking things, which I think is a Bolton trait in general. We always seem to pick the worst scenario and concentrate on that rather than the positive parts of life. I've been lucky with the wedding that most of that overthinking has actually been handled by Hayley, because I've really had no input into this at all. She does share a lot of traits with her mother also, and the one that springs to mind is her organisational skills. Actually takes me back to my own wedding, or our own wedding. Hayley gave me a list of things to do. I did them after a few reminders, but really had no idea how our wedding was supposed to unfold. In Abbey's case, she's taken it to a whole new level. The list is 11 pages long, and that is not a lie. I think, Jade, you may have had a bit of a part in that as well. And I think it might get a bit more of a run, but it's Bridezilla. She sent me a copy of the 11 pages, and I haven't read one of them. I asked Hayley just to summarise it and tell me what do I need to do, and one of those things is I'm ticking off now. I'm pretty confident that Mark hasn't read the 11 pages either. But had a small list, got his jobs done after a lot of reminders. Abbey's always been fiercely independent, having moved out of home at the age of 19 to Melbourne. She's set a lot of goals for herself and gone about achieving them in a quiet manner. She wanted to work in the fashion industry. She did a degree in fashion and merchandising. She got a job at Jeans West and moved on to the Just Group, and we're very proud of that. I think when Abbey, of course, when she left Bendigo for the big smoke, Mark soon followed. I think that Mark might have been one of those goals she set, and today she gets to tick that one off. Hayley and I have always been very proud of Abbey's achievement, and we're especially proud of her today. It's also pleasing that she chose her beautiful sisters Brooke and Georgia to be in her wedding, and her special cousin Laura as well. Also, thank you to you, Mark, for having Reese. I think he treats you like a big brother and you treat him the same, so as a little brother, that is. On behalf of Hayley, Brooke, Georgia and Reese, I just want to say, Abbey, today you look so beautiful, so happy, and we wish you all the best in what's to come. If I can turn to Mark for a second, I must say we're very proud of you. I'm a grumpy and protective father, and I tested you, particularly in the earlier days of your relationship with Abbey, and you've passed on every occasion.
Did he?
But mostly. You are respectful of our family, and whilst today we officially welcome you into ours, you've really been one of us for some time. Mark is extraordinarily patient. Abbey tends to be very dramatic when it comes to needles and other medical procedures, and unfortunately has had to endure a few over the years, and I've proven to have no patience at all. But Mark just takes it in his stride, gives her the support she needs when I'm telling her to stop being a sook. You're a kind and loving person who puts others ahead of yourself. You're hard-working and would do anything to keep Abbey happy. And my tip is keep doing that and it'll be all right. To your family back in New Zealand, they should be really and rightfully proud of you. We thank them for playing such a big part in shaping the man you are today. And thank you for those for tour, Scott, Karen and Adele. We really wish you were able to make it today, but it wasn't to be. I trust that the live stream is working and that a copy of the video will give you some insights into Abbey and Mark's special day. To both of you on this special day, on behalf of the two families, we congratulate you and wish you every success into the future. Thank you.
Hey, how's everyone doing? So before I get into it, obviously Mark's family up in New Zealand couldn't make it, so I've got some words from his mum Fatua and Scott to read. Our one and only son, Mark, and your beautiful bride, Abbey, with her family, friends, guests, and Auntie Gima with her family, we would like to first and foremost sincerely apologise for not attending this very special occasion due to unforeseen circumstances. Today is a big day for both Mark and Abbey to come as one, and you are in our thoughts as we all celebrate this special day. Scott would like to say, watching Mark grow up, I showed him everything he thought would benefit Mark in the future, such as getting his first air rifle, teaching him how to drive, showing him lots of tricks with our special dog Coco, and basic mechanical and handy skills which Mark picked up naturally. And from your dearest mum, Fatua. My son Mark was born in Port Moresby, PNG, lived in Honiara, Solomon Islands, then moved to Christchurch, New Zealand at the age of 5. He has two sisters, Karen and Adele. They all grew up together in Christchurch. Mark grew up as a cheerful, kind, respectful and well-natured boy. My son Mark and Abbey are now starting a new journey together as husband and wife, and as your mum, I would like to give my blessings to you both. Life is a journey. You and your beautiful wife Abbey will travel smoothly, but sometimes you will come across obstacles, but I know you, my son. You will head right in the right direction and fulfill your dreams. I love you, son, with all my heart. To my family Gima, Peter, Kobe, Hallie, Michael, Mel and beautiful Katia, thank you so much for being there for Mark. I love you all. I probably should have finished that last because I wrote my own, but... So I just wanted to tell a little story about the first time Mark got to tell me about Abbey. So the celebrant mentioned earlier that we're a bit inseparable, but there were a few years where me and Mark didn't get to see each other, and so after a few years I got to see him for the first time in the lead up to my brother's wedding. And so about late 2014 I came up to Melbourne and I was reminiscing with my brother in the kitchen, just talking about his journey. It was pretty much the same convo I was having with Mark the other night when I came up. Just talking about how, the build up to asking the big question because they both took their sweet time. So, anyways, thankfully, after a lot of talk about family and stuff, Michael decided to reach out to Mark and reconnect after a little while. And then it was a little tense at first, but you know, once you get along with someone, all that stuff, awkwardness and stuff, kind of disappears pretty much right away. So it melted away almost instantly, and Michael and Mark got to telling each other all the big boy stuff they were up to while I listened along because I wasn't up to too much myself. And in the first 5 minutes, Mark told me, the first thing he told us about his news was he started dating a girl called Abbey, and that he was really in love with her and he thinks this is it for him. And then from then, we haven't skipped a beat. I've been talking to Mark pretty much every day for a good 6-7 years. And I was lucky enough to be there through all his, you know, planning of, he's been waiting to ask this question a long time. Like, I went to his house once, I think in Essendon, and he showed me he was been hiding a ring in his old basketball shoes that we used to play in as kids. So I've heard all kinds of plans with him, playing games obviously, about doing it on a holiday here or a family event down back in Bendigo. And then I got to be there on the actual night in Bendigo. He'd been waiting all this time for the perfect time to pop the question. And he decided to ring in the new decade in Bendigo with the fireworks and Abbey's family all around.
Or sans fireworks.
Yeah.
In the end.
Obviously the fireworks ended up getting cancelled, so all that waiting really paid off, but I still think they had their perfect moment. And then since then, obviously, it's been quite a year. I mean, they've just moved into their own house, they're getting married, and although that would have been pretty full-on enough if you weren't in the middle of a global pandemic doing all that stuff, so you've both done an amazing job together through it all, and congratulations to you both.
Hello everyone, I'm Jacob. Mark has chosen me as his best man today. I've been mates with Mark for about 15 years now, and we have a lifetime full of memories. Firstly, I'd like to thank Hayley and Chris, Fatua and her partner Scott for raising these two into the beautiful people they are today. I remember Mark's first day at school. For some reason, I'm not sure if it was his way of trying to be funny or something, but he got up in front of the whole class, and on the whiteboard he wrote in big letters, "I love sausages." Everyone thought he was a bit of a loser, and not much has changed. You both look absolutely stunning today. Especially you, Abbey, you really do. And I'd just like to raise a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Tregoni. Woo! Yeah, good on you.
Nice one.
Who's up next? Brooke and George.
I'd like to ask Brooke and Georgia to come forward for their speech, please.
Firstly, we would like to say how beautiful the wedding has been. Abbey has put in so much time and effort planning every little detail to make this day perfect, and it most definitely has been that. She even put together an 11-page document that was already mentioned for all the wedding party to ensure everything ran smoothly. This detailed everything from when the photos were scheduled, what time we were to arrive at the venue, and a quick 5-minute window for Mark to take a shit before the ceremony began.
Lucky Abbey had a bit of a head start to plan the wedding. Thanks Mark for telling everyone he was going to propose 2 years before he actually did. They got engaged New Year's 2019, and in typical Abbey fashion, everything was locked in within the month.
When Abbey and Mark first started seeing each other, I have to be honest, it took me a little while to warm up to him. Mark claims I didn't like him, but honestly, I just didn't think they were going to last, so I didn't put much effort into getting to know him. Mark was a bit of a party boy when Abbey first met him. I remember him rocking up at our house at 4 a.m, so drunk that he knocked on my window instead of Abbey's. Needless to say, I was not overly impressed and almost left him stranded outside. Although early days I wasn't sure Mark would stick around, Abbey was always definitely smitten from day dot.
Unlike Brooke, I actually liked Mark when I met him. Myself and Mark bonded from the get-go, probably more than Abbey would have liked. Reese and I would third and fourth wheel their date nights, and sometimes he'd spend more time playing games with us than actually spending time with Abbey. Mark was around through all my teenage years. He would buy me presents when I was in pain from having my braces adjusted. And as I got older, he would drive me and my friends to Macca's when we were hungover, which was a pretty big win for me. As Brooke said, Abbey was definitely smitten. I still remember when Abbey was learning how to drive by cutting laps around the paddock, and she was in the car showing me photos of this boy, and she couldn't believe how hot he was and could not believe that he was interested in her, and she was showing me all of his shirtless Facebook selfies. I was 13, by the way.
As the years went by and Mark stuck around, I started to think I probably should put some time into getting to know him. So naturally, I decided to move in with him and Abbey down in Melbourne. This is when Mark and I were really able to bond, as he would listen to all my graphic medical stories from cases I'd been to at work that I couldn't discuss with Abbey, as they would make her dry reach or pass out. He was also a very considerate and caring roommate. He always kept quiet when I was sleeping after my night shifts and would often fold my washing for me. Mark was so considerate, in fact, he hid from me that he'd been back on the darts for 6 months before I caught him outside with one when I came home from work. I feel lucky to have been able to live with Abbey and Mark. It made me closer to them both, and they taught me how to be a part-time adult. I also got to see firsthand how much they loved and cared for each other.
We feel so lucky to have grown up with Abbey as a big sister. We have many special memories from our childhood, as we were also close in age. However, being the youngest of 3 girls, some of my most vivid memories are being subjected to borderline torture. Abbey and Brooke would feed me concoctions with questionable ingredients, mainly from the garden, and would stimulate surgical operations with various kitchen appliances. Of course, I was the lucky patient. What appliances and where they were put will not be repeated for the sake of you two.
Despite the many questionable games played over the years, Abbey has always been the most caring, loving, and absolutely hilarious big sister. Abbey, if you are half the wife that you are a big sister, we know Mark is the luckiest man.
Mark, we want to officially welcome you to our family. Even though today is the first official day as our brother-in-law, Brooke, Reese and I have all thought of you as a big brother for a long time. Congratulations on finally getting married. We can't wait to watch your future unfold as husband and wife.
We love you both so much and want to do a quick toast. I can't read and toast. You toast for me. Here's to you both enjoying your night and hopefully ending up as drunk as Abbey did a few Christmases ago when she vomited out her nose.
Come on. You all right, mate?
So I'm going to be unorthodox and read off my phone. I know everyone's got their piece of paper, but I'm not that organised, as what I've said before. Right. So everyone, thank you for being here. I want to thank everybody for coming out. From here, far, close. I'm happy that you guys made time to come out and say hello and celebrate with us. I'm really thankful for everyone's effort to come out and see us today, especially ones from overseas or far in Australia. Das, big shout out to you, mate. Thank you. Just let me unlock my phone real quick. So I'd like to finish off the speeches with a couple of thank yous to everybody. First things first, we'd like to thank our celebrant and our coordinator, Jade. Thank you so much. You've done an amazing job. Yeah, let's give her a big old clap. Let's be honest, I've had zero input in what goes down here. So you and Abbey have absolutely killed it. I thank you for, making our special day so good. Thank you so much. What else? Secondly, to Lee, our amazing celebrant. I don't think she's here at the moment. I think she's already gone, but thank you to her as well. She's amazing. If she's watching the live stream, there you go. Probably the biggest thank you is to our parents. So I'm going to get teary, 100%, because obviously my parents can't be here. To Mum and Scott, I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for you guys. I appreciate and love you guys more than anything. Yeah, I'm going to cry, I can see it going. The tears are coming, I can see it. Mum, you've been my rock since day one, since I was a little boy. You've made life seem easy. Through the toughest times. I'll be lucky to grow up to be half the person you are. Sorry guys. And Scotty, the best old man I could have ever asked for, taught me skills in life that I needed to know, even things that I shouldn't know, but he taught me anyways. You're definitely the reason why I'm so cheeky and why I like to annoy people so much. And I wouldn't be the person I am if you didn't come into my life. We wish you both were here with us today, and we love you. To Chris and Hayley, we literally would not be standing here if it wasn't for you guys. Not just now, through our whole relationship, not just through our engagement, through our wedding, through our whole 9 years of us being here. I'm happy to call you guys my mother and father-in-law, like really, deeply. Hayley, to say that you're, where are you? There you go. I'm getting teary and I'm looking at other people. I'm getting blinded here. I'm just going to put that away because I know what I want to say to you guys. To say you're an amazing woman is an understatement. Yeah. You made me feel so welcome in a house that I knew nobody in. Coming to your house, I just feel like it's my house every time I come through. Chocolate chip cookies and all, Like every time I go there, she's always made fresh batch just for me. It makes you feel special. Chris, the big sea bolts. Where's my man there? Of course he's got a beer in his hand. You've always shown respect to me from day one. I appreciate that, even though I wasn't the most timid bloke out there. I'm happy you stuck with me and let me stick around for a long time. As a man, looking at you, I look at you as the peak. I want to copy in what you do, your work ethic, your morals. You're a good person. Yeah, I'm happy to call you my father-in-law. And I am dead set afraid of crying in front of about 60 people, but let me just unlock my phone one more time. And now to my fiance, wife, sorry. Yeah, different speech. I know it's a bit cliche to say that, you found your soulmate and all that type of stuff, but I actually have in you. I wouldn't have locked it in if I wasn't 100% sure that I would be next to you by your side for the rest of my life. And I know for a fact that I'll be with you through everything, through thick and thin. I'll be right next to you. I love you with all my heart. And I'll do anything for you and anything to make you happy. I think that's enough of me almost crying. Everybody, please feel free to get a drink, be happy, have a dance, and enjoy yourselves. I'll probably put down this mic before I tear up real quick.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, And I think about all the things what you're doing. And in my head I paint a picture. Since I come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your tender hair and the way you like the jacket. Won't you come on over and stop making a fool out of me? Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie.